As the marijuana business is budding in Missouri, St. Louis City officials missed the deadline to begin taxing recreational marijuana sales, leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. The city was supposed to start charging a 3% levy last month, but until a week ago, no one filed paperwork to kickstart that tax. Now city officials have to wait until January, and early estimates say that the city could lose between $480,000 and $600,000. Across the state, annual revenue would be $1.9 million each year. When asked about missing the deadline, Mayor Jones' office told First Alert 4 in part, quote, "It was brought to our attention of the mayor's office that the proper notification did not occur to ensure dispensaries throughout the city of St. Louis could begin collecting sales tax on cannabis products starting on October 1st, 2023. Goes on to say, while state law does not specifically define who is responsible for submitting the required documents to the Department of Revenue, the bottom line is that St. Louis will be precluded from collecting the additional 3% sales tax on cannabis products. That is unacceptable," end quote.
Well,